Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well this morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Judge.
Did
Good
you
morning.
get your announcements? I sent them over. I don't know.
I did. Thank you, Ms. Lewis. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
I guess we're all ready when courtroom 2 is ready, or
Good morning, Your Honor.
yes, good morning. I'm Sonoris. Hope you're well today.
Wonderful, sir.
Excellent.
All right, so we're gonna start with position number 1, Mr. Joseph Allen. He's actually position 1, 2. Joseph Allen, basically.
Hey, I have that we have a conflict attorney representing Mr. Allen. Do we have a conflict attorney on as of yet?
Logically guilty is exactly the same with what you're already doing anyway. Good morning, you don't have to be too.
Okay.
Ms. Lewis, do we know who the conflict attorney is?
Yes,
gonna be?
it's Miss Watson Cafe.
Okay,
She's supposed to be on the line. She is aware of the court date.
okay. It doesn't appear that Ms. Watson Cafe is with us as of yet. Can we go to someone else?
Can we go to position number 10, Mr. Anthony Ingram? Ingram.
Until you say yes, I'll plead you not guilty and ask for a signature bond.
So this is going to be an arraignment.
You were convicted by-
You know what, Your Honor? I don't have Mr. Ingram. He actually refused. I apologize.
Okay,
I told you challenge it with a jury trial. That will be.
We can go to position number 12, Mr. Rayon Lloyd. 12 and 13, Rayon Lloyd. Come on, Mr. Lloyd.
So if you wish to plead guilty, you get the probation. If you wish to plead not guilty, you get the trial. To get your freedom, I have to ask for a signature bond if this is going to be a judge.
so this is Mr. McLean's case. Is he available? Is he ready?
Hang on,
McLean,
I hear him on the phone, I think.
I'm sorry, what number are we on?
position 12.
Well, I believe that would be Mr.
Lloyd.
Mr. Lloyd was not seen yesterday because they were in the process of relocating him at the time of visit, so we need to talk to him for a minute, Your Honor, before we get him in front of the camera.
Okay, if you'll good morning, Mr. McLean. If you'll go ahead and I guess get that done. Do we have any of Miss Adams's cases that we can take?
Can we go to? Who you have?
I think it's Montero here.
Step away from me over here. Mr. Montero?
Yeah.
And that's gonna be position 17, Your Honor.
So this is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes, and good morning to you also, Mr. Montero. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Montero, you've been charged in case 23 CR 004687C with battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Montero? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, we will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be assigned to a division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What is the current bond?
3,000, Your Honor.
3,000 good?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Okay, let's see, who do we have on from pretrial? Have anyone? for
Your Honor.
pretrial? Oh. Yes, do we
Okay.
have Mr. Yes, good morning, Ms. Hardy. Do we have Mr. Montero's history?
He has a total of 6 arrest cycles with arrests out of Georgia and Florida with no felony convictions and no misdemeanor convictions.
Okay, Ms. Nemini?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened July 28th of this year at 115 Pine Club Lane in Johns Creek. Officers were called to the scene for a report of a domestic dispute between 2 brothers. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the accused, who told officers that he was in a physical altercation with his half-brother. He admitted that he hit him with a closed fist first, and then they went on the floor and continued wrestling. Officers then spoke to the victim and the mother, who told officers that the punch made contact with his left cheek area. And when they were on the ground, the defendant continued to try and hit him, but failed to make contact. The mother also told officers that when the defendant took Mr. Antonio to the ground, Mr. Antonio hit his back on the corner of the fireplace. Officers observed redness to Mr. Antonio, the victim's cheek, the back of his neck, and upper back. So the state is asking for the bond to stay the same.
Thank you, Ms. Adams.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has outlined the facts that have been put in the arrest affidavit. However, there are facts that also have not made it to that affidavit, and that's the reason why Mr. Montero maintains his not guilty plea. Entered his not guilty plea and maintains his innocence. With regards to Mr. Montero, he's a master barber. He's been working at his place of employment since 2012. He works at a barbershop on Holcomb Bridge Road called Old School Barbershop. He's completed the 11th grade. He's got a GED and has gone to and completed barber college. He has a 6-year-old daughter, and he also has a child that's on the way. That's a 5-month-old baby. He is the sole provider for his girlfriend, who is the one that's pregnant. He has nothing violent on his criminal record. He does see his child on the weekends, his 6-year-old daughter on the weekends, and since he's been here, he has not been able to see her, obviously. He doesn't have a problem with not returning to the incident location. That is his mother's home. He doesn't live there, and plus his mother is selling the house. Also, 2, he does not live with his brother. He lives with his girlfriend at a totally different location. With regards to that, as the state has already provided, he has no convictions on his record, so nothing violent on his criminal record as far as convictions are concerned. And so with that, Your Honor, we're requesting, and he also has a foreign county hold. And so we're asking that he receive a signature bond here in this case, considering the fact that he's done everything he's supposed to do, and he's been in jail for 13 days, so he can get back to taking care of his family, and he can fight his case from outside. He is aware that he will have to go to DeKalb County first to handle the warrant, the hold that's on him there. And then he wants to go ahead and get back to his life and attending church, taking care of his family, and working. And so with that, again, Your Honor, we're requesting a signature bond.
I'm going to convert the good bond into a signature bond. So it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1 day per the judge, 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Montero.
I think you said.
You're welcome.
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 20, Mr. Jay Reed.
What's the announcement on Mr. Reed?
Your Honor, I was not able to speak with Mr. Reed yesterday, so I would need an opportunity to do so.
Okay, is Mr. McLean available or is he still speaking with someone?
I'm available.
He's available, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you,
Your Honor, we have a new announcement on Mr. Lloyd. He is a negotiated plea. It's a rather simple case, and we had a brief discussion which was fruitful and complete.
okay. Good morning, Mr. Lloyd. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd. Yes, good morning, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Good morning, Judge Morrow. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 22 days, credit for time served, 11 days for the defendant's balance to be probated for him to stay away from 2041 Bank Creek Way, to have no further contact with Miss Amanda Devo, and a 6-week anger management course.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he and I discussed the terms and he understands the meaning. He will get 6 weeks or 6 hours of anger management done as quickly as possible. And of course, we would ask the court to consider going to non-reporting as soon as he gets the 6 hours in. I told him about, you can get it done in a couple of weeks if you go online. But, Your Honor, he does stipulate 3 necessary elements and ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty.
Mr. Lloyd, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 000997J, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Lloyd. When you complete the 6 weeks of anger management, the probation will go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation, and the sooner you won't have to pay those fees, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's my understanding, Ms. Bickerstaff, that other charge is going to be non-pros, is that right?
Yes, the position 13 will be non-pros.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Lloyd.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Position number 14, man.
Okay, good morning, Officer Milton. You'll tell me where you want me to go.
ACDC, I have a probation revocation, London, Sundaya, position 1 and 2.
Yes, good morning, Ms. London. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Officer Harris. I hope you're well this morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. And who is representing Ms. London?
That would be me, Your Honor.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Yes, go ahead, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss London was sentenced to probation March 14th of this year to 12 months to pay restitution in the amount of $2,000 to the victim. As of today, Ms. London has not reported to our office or made payments to restitution. She has 6 months, 14 days remaining. Probation recommendation is to continue her on probation and to start making payments towards the restitution within the first 30 days upon her release.
Mr. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor, being that the goal is to just reinstate her. I don't believe Ms. London has any objection to just being reinstated onto probation. Ms. London, do you have any questions? We just want to reinstate you on probation. You just have to make sure you start paying within 30 days.
Hold on, Ms. London. We can't hear you. And again, okay. What is the reason that
my Social Security had got pulled? They pulled my Social Security of lack of addresses to live. So I just got my social security back up and my social security is 933 of every month.
Okay, so Miss London, people often have problems and I understand that, but you're gonna have to report to probation. If you had reported to probation and let them know, that you were under some duress and some stress because of your situation, they would have worked with you and they wouldn't have had to arrest you. But if you just go missing, then a warrant's going to be put out for you and you're going to be where you are. So if you talk to people, they'll try to help you. You understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So just
Yes,
don't go
sir.
just don't go missing. So I'm going to give you the
I do
opportunity.
apologize, Your Honor. I didn't mean to
Okay.
cause any disrespect.
I accept your apology, Ms. London. I
Yes,
just
sir.
don't want you,
Thank you
I just
so
don't want you to
much.
be, I just don't want you to be sitting in jail. Okay, so next time at least
Yes,
call,
yes,
but
sir.
I'll reinstate you under the conditions that you start getting
Thank
this
you
paid
so
off.
much, Your
Okay,
Honor.
you're welcome. Good luck to you, Ms.
Is
London.
that- I didn't hear you, Your Honor. It went out on me.
No, I just say good
Do
luck
I
to you.
get time? Thank you so much.
Your probation is being reinstated, Ms. London, so when you.
I could go home today. It says
Yeah.
your internet connection is unstable.
Yes, it's likely you'll go home, but when you get out, within 30 days, you need to report and you need to start paying, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ashe. Kevin's. It's Kevin's. The court finished.
Okay, who do we have in courtroom 2 already?
I give you the-
Now we have, position number 15, Mr. Ethan Mann. It's actually 14 and 15, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And these are going to be negotiated pleas or negotiated plea and non plus.
That's the point. Wait.
Excuse me, Your Honor, are we finished with Miss London?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
And what is her,
She's being reinstated to probation.
14 and 15.
okay, is she gonna be released?
Unless she has something else holding her, she can be released, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Are we ready with Mr. Mann?
Yes, Your Honor, that's negotiated plea.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Mann. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Mann, can you raise your right hand for me?
Your
Do
Honor,
you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Ms. Nemini.
Yeah, for position 14, 12 months served, 22 days. Credit for time service, 11 days, balance probated. No further contact with Miss Mary Nash, 6 weeks of anger management, and restitution.
How much is the restitution? Who is it to be paid to?
I'd have to get back with you. Give me 1 second.
If we don't have the restitution amount, we can strike that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Walker. So, yes, Mr. McLean.
These are the things we expected to hear today, Your Honor, including that about the restitution. He stipulates the 3 necessary elements of venue, identification, and factual basis, and asks the court to accept his plea.
Okay, Mr. Mann, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 007985F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
You understand you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Sir.
That's a no.
No, sir.
Okay, very good. I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mann. As soon as you complete the 6 weeks of anger management, the probation will go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you don't have to be on reporting probation, and the sooner you don't have to pay those fees, okay?
Wonderful.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I do have an update for the court. Position number 20, Mr. Jay Reed. He refused to speak to me even when he was brought down, so we're just gonna request a reset for next week.
Okay, let's see, position 20, Jay Reed, 1 week reset. So that'll be the 17th, I believe. Okay,
1 week, Judge, I think that's the 15th. Unless, I mean, oh, you want it up back on the Thursday. I'm sorry, yeah, it will be 17. I do apologize.
okay. I just put
I'm
7
sorry,
days.
I'm thinking Tuesday. I'm on the wrong date today. I do apologize.
You're fine, Ms. Lewis. You're trying to confuse me. Doesn't take much.
Your Honor,
We
can
have-
we put Ms. Adams in the Coney County in a breakout room? All the cases I have in courtroom 2 are all Mr. McLean's.
Okay,
So while she's doing the breakout, interviewing him, we can continue with Mr. McLean's cases.
all right, very good. Thank you. So if we could put, is it Ms. Adams's laptop and with the Coney County Jail into a breakout room, please?
Thank you.
And next we'll go to position number 18, Mr. Sujud Dean Muhammad. That's gonna be her. Oh, I'm sorry. That is Ms. Adams. So we're gonna go to Mr. Dondre Williams. Vandal Williams, yeah. 26. There's a Williams number 26.
Sorry, what position is that?
Randall Williams, 24.
I think that's 24, Ms. Nemini.
Andre Williams.
That's gonna be her. That's all. I was up to 15, then 26.
This is all, my apologies, numbers are mixed up for me, Your Honor.
You're fine.
So I believe everybody else is actually, Ms. Adams.
Okay.
Give me
And
one.
are we going to have any that we need to get on different floors today?
Yeah, we have a roving officer.
Okay, so I guess we'll have to be in recess until we have Ms. Adams back, or we have someone that's roving come in.
You have a conflict on yet?
We don't, it doesn't appear. Could we see if we can call Miss Watson Cafe and get an ETA on her, please?
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you, Ms. Champion. I appreciate it.
Your Honor, while we have a moment of pause, let me make an announcement that I hear from ACDC, and speaking to the deputy, Norton there, that Ms. Johnson, Nyfield Johnson, who we saw on July 20th on another case, this is a pretty simple case today in which she's going to plead not guilty and ask for a signature bond. However, she's not feeling well. And so there might be a delay there. I just want to give the court a heads up.
Delay in what type of way, Mr.? A delay for today or a reset for another date?
To see whether she's nauseous and to see if she's going to be able to even get on Zoom with this at all. So she's
Okay.
going to ask.
So I'll hold till the end of the calendar then. That's fine, Mr. McLean, to
Very
see
good.
if she can join us. Okay.
Right.
All right, so I guess we'll have to be in recess until someone joins us.
And if anybody got any plea paperwork or non-pros ready, please send them over to me at this time, since we're on break. Appreciate it. Judge, we just heard back from, the conflict attorney. She has a conflict in Cobb County, so we have to hold for her announcement.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lou.
Officer Blunt,
Yes,
who's that you have?
position number 22, Slayton.
That's, Ms. Adams. You have anybody from Mr. McLean?
I'm not sure. Do he represent 8 and 9? I mean 7 and 8?
Yeah, that's Mr.
Well, I got that person. Switch out. Come here.
Switch out.
Yeah.
What's the name of 7A?
What's the name that's on 7 and 8?
This conflict, I've got down a conflict, is representing 7 and 8.
Oh, I'm not having any luck here, Your Honor.
That's probably McLeod, right? Not Washington.
You guys didn't specify if it was McLeod or his cafe for 7 or 8. I think it's McLeod.
Your Honor, as soon as we finish with 3 South, I'm ready with Miss Johnson, Nyfield Johnson, position 11, so I can take her back to medical.
That yours, Mr. McLean, your client?
Yes, that's Nyfield Johnson, the person who was somewhat nauseous today. That's a not guilty asking for a signature bond and consideration of its context.
All right, and she needs to be arraigned?
Yes, Your Honor, we will waive formal reading of the accusation. We understand the elements that are alleged. Your Honor, we saw this person on July 20th and the week before that when it was reset on another case. At that time, she and I fully discussed everything she's got. However, this didn't come up at that time. Now that it's here, I would emphasize in asking for a signature bond that this was one incident at a car dealership.
Okay, let me go ahead and arraign her and figure out what this is about first, Mr. McLean, so I can put it in context, please. Good morning, Ms. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose. Good morning, ma'am. Calendar. We're conducting this by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is position number 11, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Bickerstaff. Ms. Johnson, you've been charged in case 23 CR 000423F with willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and public drunk. Each of these charges carries a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. It's my understanding, Mr. McLean, that you waive formal reading of the accusation. Is that correct?
We do, yes.
How do you plead, Ms. Johnson, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What's the current bond?
I'm not sure what the current bond is, Your Honor.
It's a $3,000 signature bond. And it's $2,000 for the first charge and $1,000 for the second.
Now, if this is already a signature bond in place, I don't need to make any other requests. But if it has been taken from her on account of her being in jail for the last 10 weeks, then I would need to make a request. But if it's good, we're good.
I will let me double check it, but
It's correct. It's a total, Judge, of a $3,000 SOB through the jail that you issue out to her back on January the 23rd of 2023.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lewis. So anything further, Mr. McLean?
That's it, Your Honor. I'm not sure what's holding her in jail. We took care of her other case on July 20th.
Okay,
I'll find out. I'll look it up.
very good. Thank you. Good luck to you, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Can I ask what the outcome is then?
You have a signature bond in this case, Ms. Johnson, so you'll get notice of your next hearing date as far as these charges are concerned, okay?
Thank you. So I can't say anything else regarding this because
You can talk to Mr. McLean at a later time, okay? I don't want you getting in any trouble, okay?
because he damaged, okay.
Hold on,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Today's not the trial. Thank you.
Your Honor, can we go to the probation calendar? I have position of being for Mr. Montlog.
Judge,
Okay,
just to clarify on the case that you just left, she did get a plea on the last case. That's what's holding her in jail. She had to do some extra time. So her release date is not to this week, August the 12th. She had to do extra time. That's the reason why she's not released, Mr. McLean, on her last case. So she's due to be released on August the 12th.
Very
you
good.
hear that, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, August 12th.
Okay, thank you. And this is position 3 and 4 on the probation revocation calendar that's with us here in courtroom 2, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, good morning, sir. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Officer Harris?
Yes, Your Honor. Is this Mr. Bijan?
Yes.
Yes.
So Mr. Bijan was sentenced to probation on May 24th of last year to 12 months to complete the 24-week domestic violence classes. As of today, he has not completed those classes, but his case has 6 days remaining. Probation recommendation is to time serve his case. And also to let you know, Your Honor, I have spoken to his parents and they should be on the line. I'm guessing they want to speak with you concerning their son.
And do you have the names, Ms. Harris? Officer Harris?
I think I saw this, they're signed in under his name.
Okay, if there's anyone that's on the line that wishes to address the court regarding Mr. Montlog, now is your opportunity to address the court if you choose to. Okay, it doesn't appear so, Officer Harris.
I
Thank
see
you.
them
Then.
here, but I guess they didn't want to say anything.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Well, if you all would like to address the court.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. It's my understanding that you are the parent.
I'm Bijan's father, sir.
Okay, and I don't know if you've heard the proceedings, but the recommendation from the probation is to have him time served, which the court has granted at this point in time. Is there something that you need to let me know regarding that?
I'm sorry, Judge, did you say that the court has granted that already?
That's correct, sir.
Then I don't really have, I recently, about 6 months ago, sir, I had a stroke and I'm somewhat incapacitated, at least on my left side of my body. And Bijan was extremely helpful to me when he was here. And I wanted to plead with you to allow him to get out and come home because he was very helpful to me. And
Okay.
so since you have already allowed him to get out of jail and all that, then I have nothing to say. Thank you so much to everybody involved.
You're welcome, sir. I hope your health gets better soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
That concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like Bijan's out, Koki. Great. Okay.
Okay. Who do we have next?
Wait,
And so is Miss Adams not back with us yet?
not back, Your Honor.
Okay. I guess we'll hold for her announcement. And there's someone calling Ms. McLeod for the court to see if when she will be joining us.
Yes, Judge, Miss Champion is working on it.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Guess we'll be in recess.
Your Honor, we ready to go?
Okay,
We're gonna start with the defendant that's in Oconee County.
and who is that?
His name is Kevon George, Your Honor. He's on the add, he's number 1 and 2 on the add-on.
Okay, thank you. And what are we gonna do with Mr. George today?
It's gonna be a plea, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Mr. George. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, yes, I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. George. Yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is going to be, and this may be a modified offer, but it's going to be 12 months to serve, 236 days, credit for time served, 118 days, balance probated with no further contact with the victim whose name is Arthur Cheney. Nothing further.
Yeah, that's slightly modified. The one that I had was 107, to serve 117 days. He has been in jail for 120 days.
I looked on Odyssey and said 118, but nonetheless, it's no additional jail time.
Yeah.
Um,
And
So-
why is it probated, Mr. Walker? Are there any
balance
conditions?
balance suspended. I misread. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something. Yes, Ms. Adams.
Yes, so first and foremost, the offer originally had classes on it, so I just want to clarify for Mr. George, you would just get out, okay? You don't have to do any probation or classes or anything, okay? Mr. George,
Oh, yeah.
you wouldn't have to do any classes or probation or anything, okay? I just want to make sure you're aware of that.
All right.
Okay, and with that, Your Honor, state doesn't object and it's ready to go ahead and move forward, please.
Mr. George, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 0000270A, you wish to plead guilty to battery. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. George. It's also my understanding that position number 2 is going to be null prost.
That's correct.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. George.
Position number 22, Slayton.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea?
One moment, Your Honor. It is, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Slayton. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you keep your right hand up for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Slayton. Yes, Ms. Lemony.
Your Honor, the state is asking for 12 months served, 28 days, for credit for time served, 14 days, balance probated, 8 weeks of anger management, no further contact with Mr. Aaron Johnson, and to stay away from the location 2350 Cheshire Bridge Road.
Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor. The only request from the defense is that because he is currently homeless and he's going to work to get on his feet as soon as he gets out of jail, is that his probation fees be waived and that his probation terminated upon completion of his 8-week anger management class.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Slayton, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004684C, you wish to plead guilty to battery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir, I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir, they haven't.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Slayton. I am going to waive 2 months of probation fees. That should give you enough time to get the 8 weeks of anger management completed. And when you complete the 8 weeks of anger management, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Slayton.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
Position 3, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
This is going to be an arraignment.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Bond is new. This is not on his booking sheet, so it's just an arraignment.
Good morning, Mr. Brown. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Brown. You've been charged in case 22 CR 008026F with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Brown? Guilty or not guilty?
No, not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 18, Mr. Muhammad. Dean Muhammad.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Muhammad. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Ms. Nemini?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting 12 months served, 30 days, credit for time served, 12 days, balance suspended, no further contact with Mr. Timothy Oliver. Stay away from 750 Piedmont Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia.
So you did not intend for this to be a time served plea?
No, Your Honor.
With regards to the time, Your Honor, Mr. Muhammad has actually been incarcerated for a total of 14 days. That includes the time that he was so sometimes when we get these offers, the time is not always correct. Sometimes it doesn't include when they're originally arrested or it's missing days. But either way, he's been incarcerated for 14 days. It's also my understanding that the state that the jail is offering 2-for-1s. So with regards to that, with the expectations that he would be released today, and he would make sure that he stays away from 750 Piedmont and away from, and have absolutely no contact with Mr. Timothy Oliver. That has been discussed with Mr. Muhammad and agreed to by Mr. Muhammad.
Okay, and he's been in custody for 14 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Muhammad, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004678F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept your guilty plea, Mr. Muhammad. The court sentence is going to be 12 months to serve, 28 days, credit for time served, 14 days, balance suspended. No further contact with Mr. Timothy Oliver, and stay away from the 750 Piedmont Avenue address. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Muhammad.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 24, Mr. Dondre Willis.
This is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Williams, you've been charged in case 20 CR 0000636 with simple battery and carrying a concealed weapon. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusations, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Williams? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
I will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What is the current bond? Hello, anyone?
Hold on, Judge, I'm looking for it. It looked like this was a case in Orchid that he failed to appear on. And the case has been reset several times. I don't think the 2020 case. Oh, this was a bind over case originally. So let me see if they had the original bond from the beginning.
Okay, well, let's see. Can I get
Hey,
Mr.
do,
Williams's
Judge.
history? Say it again.
I found it. The original bond was a bind over, was $1,000 on the weapon and a $1,500 on the simple battery. It was a total of $2,500 surety, it looks like. Let me double check, make sure it says surety on here. Yeah, it was $2,500 charity.
Okay, thank you. May I get his history, Ms. Hardy?
This defendant has 11 arrest cycles in Georgia, a felony conviction for aggravated assault in 2021, where they received first offender status. It was also sealed in 2021. And there was also one probation violation for 2021, nothing further to report.
Yes, Ms. Nemine?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened January 7th of 2020 at 4184 Fulton Industrial Boulevard. On that day, officers were dispatched to the above address for a physical altercation. Officers were informed by dispatch to look out for a male wearing a blue and gray jacket. Upon searching the area, officers made contact with the defendant who matched the description. He was Terry Frisk and they located a firearm in the right pocket of his jacket. Officers returned to speak to the victim, Ms. Natora Weaver, who stated that the defendant punched her on the right side of her face after a verbal altercations. However, officers did not observe visible injuries to her face. The state is asking for bond to remain the same, being that we do believe that the defendant is a danger to society. He has 2 open assault cases and he was arrested with the presence of a firearm and he has prior convictions for violence.
What are the 2? I heard about the aggravated assault in 2021. What else do you have that he has open?
2017. I have an ag assault and cruelty to children. It was a first offender case. And I think something in 2021. I'm not entirely sure what.
Your Honor, if I may help clarify the record, I believe he had 1 conviction and currently has 1 open case. Aside of 1 open felony case, and then he has this misdemeanor case. With regards to the closed case, I believe from 2017, that again, he was able to use his first offender. And so with regards to bond, if I may be heard on that now, Mr. Williams is gainfully employed. He, the package handler with, UPS. He also has his own LLC, which, is for a music publishing company. He has 3 children and 1 on the way. His girlfriend is currently pregnant. The complaining witness in the case that's before you today, he doesn't have any contact with her. He doesn't see her. He has no intentions on seeing her or speaking to her, does not want to, has absolutely no desire. He's been in jail for 13 days. And with regards to the fact that he has an open felony, there's no bond on that. And so, Your Honor, what we're requesting is a signature line in this case so that he can focus on the felony. One thing I did forget to mention is that he also isn't active in his church with regards to doing community service there. He does a lot of cleanup because his family runs a church. And so again, Your Honor, we are requesting a signature bond based on the fact that he does have another case that he has to handle. And he still maintains his innocence, and he gets to maintain that he's innocent until he's actually proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt by the state.
Your Honor, I just want to put on record that the open case where he has no bond, he is charged with false imprisonment, battery, family violence, and 2 counts to cruelty to children. Even though this is a different, there's a different victim in this battery case. So I just want to put that on record.
Thank you, Ms. Emily. Ms. Adams, I think he has bigger fish to fry. If he is able to make bond in that felony case, then I think that you can come back to this court at that time to address modification of this bond. So I'm going to leave this bond where it is at the present time. But if he makes bond in the other case, you can certainly seek modification at a later date.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Can we do position 7 and 8? He's a conflict.
Okay, and let's see, is this Ms. McLeod's case?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Ms. McLeod.
I have Mr. Hardy yet.
Okay, so where is Mr. Hardy at? Is Mr. Hardy at 3 South?
Yes, 3 South.
Okay, so I'm gonna put 3 South and Ms. McLeod into a breakout room so they can discuss the matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have anyone in courtroom 2 that we can handle?
Your Honor.
1 second, Your Honor. This is going to be position 25 coming up next.
Okay, thank you.
Leave that black chair right there. Your Honor, we have position 3 on the add-on, Mr. Smith.
Okay,
Your Honor, can we please come back to, position number 25 in just a few minutes? I just need to speak with them a little bit more.
okay, and that's fine with me. Who's representing Mr. Smith on the add-on calendar?
That's Mr. McLean, Your Honor.
Okay. And this is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, we waive the formal reading of the accusation.
Good morning, Mr. Smith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducted by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Smith. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004619A with battery family violence and simple battery family violence. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive? It's my understanding that you waive formal reading of the accusations, Mr. McLean.
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Smith? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Do we know the current bond?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's currently on a no bond status. This started out as a felony case that was given a no bond and subsequently transferred to state court. Of course, I would ask for pretrial to read the history. If I could.
Okay. May we get his history, Ms. Hardy?
Okay, this defendant has a total of 16 cycles with arrests in Georgia and North Carolina. A felony conviction in 2009 for possession of marijuana and possession of cocaine with intent. 2010 aggravated assault. 2017 possession of marijuana. 2020 possession of Schedule 1 or Schedule 2 controlled substance and possession of cocaine with intent. 1 probation violation and 1 FTA. Nothing further to report.
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to G's Barbershop on March of this year. When they arrived at the location, they spoke to the victim, Ms. Rakanya Curry, who advised that she dropped her juvenile son. She shares a child with the defendant off at that barbershop, and she was waiting for her son to finish his haircut. She was surprised when she was confronted by the defendant. He, out of nowhere, attacked her, punching her in her face. Their juvenile child, who was 13 at the time, who was inside the barbershop, observed this. He came outside to try to intervene. At that time, his father, the defendant, pushed him to the ground and took off running. The law enforcement officer did observe a visible knot on the back of the juvenile's head, along with scratches. There currently is a no bond in this case, and I will give the court my bond recommendation, but it's important to point out that this defendant has 3 open cases with the same victim. A week prior to this, the defendant busted out the victim's window at her home. That was on March 4th of this year. And then that case number is 23 CR 003346A. That's $1,000 cash bond. And they have another case stemming from 2020, and that's another battery family violence. That case number is 23 CR 003345A, and there's a $20,000 surety bond in that case. In this case, the state is asking for a $5,000 cash bond to the battery family violence and a $2,500 cash bond on the simple battery family violence. No contact with the victims, Ms. Rakanya Curry, and the juvenile whose initials are ES. Stay away from that barbershop. That location is 3083 MLK Drive.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he does have private counsel on the cases that are on his booking sheet. The booking sheet is not completely clear about what the charge is here, but we understand the 2 charges to be battery family violence and simple battery family violence. Is that correct? The booking sheet is pretty vague because of all the changes that have gone through on this. Your Honor, he does have his own company, which is involved with freight and trucking. He's been in that business for over a decade, and He denies these charges. He's presumed innocent. He's asking for a reasonable bond to be set as well as possible. He does have other matters which are coming up, and he's represented by private counsel on those.
Okay, for the battery family violence, a $10,000 surety bond. For the simple battery, a $5,000 surety bond. Total of a $15,000 surety bond. No further contact with the alleged victim and the also the minor child. Stay away from 3083 MLK Drive. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, sir. Have a
You're
great day.
welcome. You too, sir.
With position 7 and 8, Ms. McLeod Bryant.
Yes, Ms. McLeod, what are we gonna do with Mr. Hardy today?
It's going to be a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Good morning, Mr. Hardy. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Yes, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Yes, the state offers 12 months to serve 20 days, credit for time served 10 days, balance probated to an ADET, a 6-week anger management course, no further contact with Mr. James in this case, and to stay away from 2400 Parkland Drive Northeast. And then for position 8, we're going to no price.
Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, that is our understanding of the plea offer. And I would ask the court if my client's probation could be terminated once he's completed all the requirements.
Okay. Any objection to termination, Ms. Bickerstaff?
No objection.
Mr. Hardy, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 004519Y, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
That was a no?
Yes, that's enough.
Now, you've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yeah.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
Is anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Hardy. Let's see, when you complete the terms of the probation, it will terminate. So the sooner you get the terms done, the sooner you won't be on probation anymore, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, and that concludes my business before the court. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day, Ms. McLeod.
Thank you. Same to you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, can we go back to position 25? Ms. Adams is ready.
Okay. And what are we doing with Mr. Williams this morning?
Your Honor, I sent a message to the state and in the chat. I haven't gotten a response yet with regards to him. And it's just as simple as the answer is, okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and they just sent a response. We're gonna go ahead and do a not guilty and a bond hearing, Your Honor.
Okay.
Odyssey shows a signature bond through the jail, I believe.
No, give me 1 second. Actually, he has $1,000 bond, a charity bond.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and arraign him while you all figure out what the bond is. Mr. Williams, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yeah, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Williams, you've been charged in case 23 CR 004727H with theft by taking. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation? Ms. Adams,
Yes, Your Honor.
how do you plead, Mr. Williams, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you will get notification of your next hearing date. You have some information on that bond for me, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, I do, Judge. The original bond was $1,000 surety bond that was issued by you. Then Judge Mincy amended the bond back here on August the 3rd to $1,000 SOB through the jail.
Okay, so it looks like that he already has a signature bond. Anything further on Mr. Williams this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. I do have a question. I did see that he was supposed to be released to the custody of the PAD program, but I don't have any information with regards to why he hasn't already been released to the PAD program.
This case was originally on the competency counter, Judge.
Okay, so is that still a stipulation in that bond order?
That is correct. But I don't believe that would keep somebody from being released. I believe that means he needs to check in with PAD when he's released, correct?
I mean, if that's the case, it's unclear as to why he's still here. He's been here.
It has, I'm sorry to interrupt. It does has in the bond order, defendant is to be released to PAD, a representative, and they have to call the number. And he was supposed to be released on August the 9th at 10 o'clock. So I don't know what happened. He was supposed to be released yesterday at 10 o'clock to the PAD representative, and they had the phone number in the order. This is something Mr. Howard did. I don't know if Mr. Howard can chime in on it, if he's on the line or not.
I don't see him on the line, but what I can do is I can reach out to Mr. Howard and the PAD program and try to get Mr. Williams released to them as soon as possible.
Okay, and Mr. Howard should be on for the competency calendar later on, so we can speak with him about that at that time, if that's okay with you, Ms. Adams.
Yes, that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Position 21, Mr. Seabrooks.
Yes, and this is going to be a not guilty and a bond hearing also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Seabrooks. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Seabrooks. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004652J with battery, family violence, and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusations, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
How do you plead, Mr. Seabrooks? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Let's see, what is his current bond?
5,000 good bond, for 4,500 for the battery and 500 for the obstruction, Your Honor.
Okay. And may I get his history, Ms. Hardy?
Judge, is a cash bond. It's not a good bond. It's a cash bond only.
Okay.
Judge law.
Thank you. Ms. Hardy? Do you have his history, Ms. Nimini?
Yes, Your Honor. I have 49 total cycles starting in 1991.
What about like just the last 10 years?
Probation violation, 2013, 2014, failure to appear, 2015, 2016, criminal attempt to enter auto, 2017, failure to appear, theft and receiving stolen property auto, purchase, possession of marijuana and cocaine, 2017, false name, possession of small amount of marijuana, 2018, probation violation, 2018.
Okay. And so nothing since 2018?
But he's also being held on a no bond for ag assault from this year. So he does have an open case.
Oh, okay, thank you. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to Mr. Seabrooks, Mr. Seabrooks, he has, give me 1 second. Okay. With regards to Mr. Seabrooks, Your Honor, again, as the state mentioned, he does have a $5,000 bond and he has an open pending felony where there's no bond on that. And one of the reasons why we're requesting a signature bond in this case is simply so that he can go ahead and handle that felony. With regards to this case, there are some serious issues, which is one of the reasons why he is maintaining his not guilty plea. If the court does notice, he, in the last 10 years, with regard, with exception to this case and the pending felony, is nothing violent, nothing. He also has some medical issues, Your Honor, and some of those medical issues even was he had actually just gotten out of the hospital on the day of this alleged incident. He has a number of children. He has about 20. He had about 20 children, 2 of them which have passed away. All of them are adult children with the exception of one. One of them is a 16-year-old. He did have a job working security at a smoke shop, and he does help provide for his child. He had a home until the incident occurred, and so we're working to try to give him some resources with regards to finding housing once we're able to figure out what's going on with this case. So if the court is so inclined, we would request that he get a signature bond. If not, we ask for a much lower bond because $5,000 is beyond his means and it's a cash bond, so we can't afford it.
Your Honor, I just want to put the facts on the case. You know, defendant was denied bond because of his history, and I know opposing counsel said that he doesn't have a history of violence, but he has a history of violence and failing to appear and danger to the victim who is currently online, Miss Linda Lewis. So officers were called for a domestic dispute. Ms. Lewis stated that she was walking her dog when defendant, her former boyfriend, approached her and asked her if he could take a shower. She refused. He pushed the door open and started punching her in the head with a closed fist. She tried to get away and he threw her against a glass cabinet, causing her to fall on the steps, where he continued to punch her in the back with a closed fist. Mr. Seabrooks was still on the scene when he was detained, and then defended when he tried to resist the officer when they tried to arrest him. So we're asking for, you know, the bond to stay the same.
Yes, Your Honor, and just for the record, Mr. Seabrooks vehemently denies the allegations that have just been read with regards to the report that was provided by the state. And so that's the other reason why he maintains his innocence and would like to go ahead and move forward with the case. Because if he was guilty, he would take ownership of that. And so with that, Your Honor, we just like to go ahead and restate the fact that, you know, he does have another case pending, and so he wants to go ahead and focus more so on that and request that he receive a signature bond or a lower bond, preferably a signature bond, because he can't afford to pay a bond right now.
And Your Honor, I hate to interject, but the same victim, Ms. Lewis, is the same one in the felony case and in this case as well.
And that's the other thing, Your Honor. He has no desire to have any contact whatsoever with Ms. Lewis. He does not want anything to do with her. He has no desire to have any contact, talk to her. He just wants to stay as far away from her as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the bond where it is today. He has bigger fish to fry as far as that felony goes. So if he gets a bond in the felony case, of course, you can come back to this court and seek modification at that time. But as far as today goes, I'll leave the bond where it is.
Thank you.
Yes, good luck to you, Mr. Seabrooks. Do we have anyone else that we can take?
The deputy just brought some people back, Your Honor. I don't know who's in courtroom 5 North.
You're welcome, Ms. Lewis. Good to have you here. Okay, we will be in recess until someone joins us. And Mr. Walker,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you want to see if you would try to get Mr. Howard on the line? So
Sure.
we may
I'll reach out.
be able to do the competency a little earlier. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna bring them back. They don't bring them. It's only the same. No, it's the same. That's the only. Yes. Her bond was made as it turned out. She's in jail on based on the other plea. To be released on August 12th.
Good morning, Mr. Howard. Let's see, do you all want to start the competency calendar while we're waiting?
Sure, Judge, that'll be fine.
Okay, so let's go ahead and,
Good morning. I just needed to know if I need to bring anybody for the competency calendar.
let's see, do you want to start the competency calendar while we're waiting? Yes, that would be the court's preference so that we could.
Can you hear me, Judge? Yes, I'm prepared. We're prepared to start.
Okay, and did you get, Officer Milton, are you gonna need anyone this morning for that calendar?
Officer Milton, I was going to, but I wasn't able to talk to you, I guess. So we'll see how for now, because you would have to go get them anyway. Right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so yeah, we'll just go with what we got right now.
All right, I'll be on the Zoom still.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so if we can be placed into the breakout room to start the competency calendar.
Hello? Anybody on?
They're currently in the breakout room doing the competency calendar. What defendant is this?
Position 9, Mr. Hughes.
Okay, Ms. McLeod, do you need to speak with Mr. Hughes? I can go ahead and put you guys in the breakout room. Ms. McLeod? As soon as Ms. McLeod come back on, I'll put jail court's iPhone and Ms. McLeod in a breakout room.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Jail court iPhone, I'm about to put you in a breakout room with Ms. McLeod.
All right.
Ms. Watson Cafe.
Yes,
You're here for Joseph Allen.
yes,
Do you need to speak with him?
yes.
Courtroom 2, is Joseph Allen in the courtroom? Courtroom 2?
Hey, Ms. Cafe, this is your client, Mr. Allen, Joseph Allen. You need to talk with him?
Good morning.
Yes,
Okay. Can you call 404?
uh-huh,
Actually, can we get you in a breakout room or do you need to be on?
that's
the phone?
fine.
All right.
Rather is fine.
Can we have courtroom 2 and Ms. Watson Cafe in a breakout room, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Murphy, do you have a client on the competency calendar today?
It should be Jordan Singleton. And I think he's still at FCJ. I hadn't heard anything from the sheriff or the state hospital.
And it's Justin Singleton?
Yes, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Okay,
I
they,
said Jordan, it's Justin Singleton.
okay, the judge is in, reviewing the competency calendar now in the breakout room. I'll put you in the breakout room with them, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, we're back from the competency calendar. Where are we on the SAP calendar?
What's your
Who do we
name?
have at 4 North?
Position 9, Mr. Hughes.
And good morning, Ms. Watson Cafe. You also, Ms. McLeod again. Let's see, who has position number 9?
You on mute, Ms.
Ms.
McLeod.
McLeod does.
And what are we doing with Mr. Hughes today?
He has to be arraigned, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Hughes. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Hughes, you've been charged in case 22 CR 007701F for simple battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in custody and a $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. McLeod?
I do, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Hughes? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
Courtroom 1, probation 1 and 2.
Just sit out.
I thought we completed the probation calendar for today.
We did. She made position 1 and 2 on the regular calendar.
Mr. Allen is 1 and 2 on the SAP calendar.
Mr. Allen, is this Mr. Joseph Allen in courtroom 2?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, good morning, Mr. Allen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Ms. Watson Cafe, what are we doing with Mr. Allen today?
He needs to be arraigned, but if the court is inclined to, would like to be heard on bond.
Okay, let me go ahead and arraign him first. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Allen?
Yes, I
Do you
can.
swear, thank you. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Allen. You've been charged in case 22 CR 003728F for simple battery family violence and in case 19 CR 009051F for criminal trespass and simple assault. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusations, Ms. Watson Cafe?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to these charges, Mr. Allen? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What are the bonds that are in place at the present time?
I see 5,000, Your Honor, on, I think that's on the 2022 case, so position 1.
Okay, and position 2?
This is 6,000 SOB through the jail.
Oh, okay. Wait,
So
are
the
you?
only-
I don't know. I don't know if Ms. Lewis was speaking.
On position
regarding that
number
case or
2.
something else.
Yeah, on position number 2, there's a SOB through the jail on position number 2, 6,000.
Okay, thank you.
So we only need to address position number 1 then.
Yes.
Let's see, what is his history?
This defendant has arrest cycles out of Georgia and New Jersey, felony convictions in 96 for robbery, aggravated assault, and possession of a weapon. 99 possession of a controlled substance, 2007 aggravated assault, in possession of a weapon, 2 FTAs, nothing further to report.
So nothing since 2007?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm showing that the defendant has an open Superior Court case for aggravated assault and battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the first degree. That case number is 23 SC 188664. And is this the same 150? Okay, and that, never mind. So, but for position one, this incident occurred June 11th of 2022 at 3076 Elmwood Court. And this is where Ms. Monique Wilkins told officers that her child's father, the defendant, came to her residence unannounced, and he tried to take their child. Ms. Wilkins stated that she put the child in the bathroom, and the defendant pushed her and then punched her in her right arm, and then snatched the kid by his right arm out of the bathroom. The officer noted there were red marks on the child. The officer also noted that there has been previous responses to that residence involving the defendant, Your Honor. So the state would ask that the bond stay set where it's at.
And what year, the open aggravated assault and battery, family violence, what year was that? And does he have a bond on that?
It's of this year. And let me look and see what the bond is on that case. Open.
Your Honor, I think there's some confusion on this. I'm actually I'm gonna withdraw the motion for bond. I think the bond that I'm seeing is for the felony case, not for this case.
Okay.
Ms. Bickerstaff I'm not sure if I don't have my glasses on, I'm sorry. I think it says Bickerstaff can confirm, I guess, I don't know, but I think the bond that I looked at was actually on the felony, not on this case. So I'm gonna.
Yes, it is. It's a $5,000.
It's a misdemeanor charge on the felony case, though, the first, that in the same case.
Let me see. What is this saying? It's a $5,000 split bond.
He has a signature bond on both the charges. Judge Morrow amended the bond back on June the 29th for a $10,000 signature bond through the jail on charge number, position number 1.
Okay, I did that.
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, there you go, Ms. Watson Cafe.
Okay, so we withdraw our motion. So he's been arraigned. So I believe that's all that I have for this, for Mr. Allen this morning.
Good luck to you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Watson Cafe. Good to see you, as always.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
Position 26. Mr. Williams.
It's going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing.
Judge, what number did you say? We couldn't hear you.
Position 26, Randall Williams.
Yes, Mr. Williams is just an arraignment and a bond request.
Good morning, good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down, Mr. Williams. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004628B with battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Williams? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What's the current bond?
$1,500, Your Honor, surety.
And how's that broken down?
Let's see, 1,000 on the BFB and 250 each on the two CCs.
And may I have his history, please?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what position is this?
Position 26, Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams, this defendant has 15 arrest cycles in Georgia, a felony conviction in 2002 for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 1 probation violation and 1 FTA. Nothing further to report.
Since 2002.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Thank you. Ms. Nemini?
Your Honor, I also have a couple more convictions. I have carry a concealed weapon in 06, marijuana in 05, failed to appear, probation violation, criminal trespass, and then drive without a license in 2020. The state is requesting the bond stay the same, considering the intensity of the accusations. Officers arrived at the location due to a domestic call. They spoke to the victim who was standing outside with her 2 minor children. She told officers that defendant was her live-in boyfriend. He became irate because the children are watching TV. She asked him not to curse in front of the children. And he became even more irate, got on top of her while she was laying in the bed next to the children, and began punching her in the face and placed his hands around her neck. She said the children began to scream and defendant stopped assaulting her when her 11-year-old son was on the phone with 911. And then the victim grabbed the children and ran outside to wait for the police. Yeah, just based on that and based on some of his arrests, armed robbery 2001, possession of a firearm 2006, carrying a concealed weapon, criminal trespass, theft by taking 2016. The state believes the 1,500 is a good amount for bond, Your Honor.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, since I did hear the part in the police report about placing hands around her neck, I should point out that the next sentence in the police report is based off of her account of the events. This was not an attempted strangulation. So he did get the 1 count of battery family violence for the punch. Your Honor, the alleged punch, I should say, he does contest these charges. He will vigorously contest them in court at the appropriate time, but he can't afford a $1,500 bond nor $1,000. He has limited income. He does cook food and sell food when he can. He's been in the neighborhood a while. He says, I haven't been in trouble in a long, long time. And this was a unfortunate incident, but he would need a signature bond to have any chance of getting out of jail, Your Honor. And he's got enough years on him now where he would pay attention to the court date. He wouldn't miss court.
Ms. Nemini, when is the last arrest that you have?
Last arrest, I think 2016.
Okay. And the minor children, are those his children? Mr. McLean?
I don't believe those are his children. No, those are not his last name. So, no.
All right. I'll convert the good bonds to signature bonds. But he is to have no further contact with the alleged victim and with the minor children. So you need to let him know that if he has any contact whatsoever with them, that it'll be in violation of the bond order
Yes, Your Honor.
and the stay away.
We'll prepare an order. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Position 23, Mr. Walker.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Walker. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Ms. Nimini?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is asking for a 12-month serve, 34 days, credit for time served, 17 days, balance suspended, and stay away from MARTA.
Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense is amenable to that. The only request that defense has is, and I wanted to ask this to the state, but I wasn't able to, I didn't get an opportunity to do so, is that we keep the conditions, but it's just to find out whether or not they're willing to null pros 2 of the willful obstructions in the marijuana charge. Did you just plead with the same conditions to the other willful obstruction?
That's fine.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Other than that, Your Honor, we just, we would ask that, that the court accept the plea as negotiated.
So he's going to plead to 2 counts of willful obstruction, and a willful obstruction and the marijuana will be non-pros. Was that the agreement?
No, Your Honor, he'll plead to one count of willful obstruction, and the other counts will all be non-pros.
Okay, and that's all right. Anything further?
Nothing further from defense.
Mr. Walker, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004758F, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea, Mr. Walker. This sentence will be 12 months to serve, 34 days, credit for time served, 17 days, the balance suspended. I'm going to have you abide by any active MARTA suspensions that you have, and the other 3 charges will be non-pros. Good luck to you, Mr. Walker.
Position 6, Mr. Glover.
And what are we going to do with Ms. Glover?
Your Honor.
Mr. Glover this morning?
Mr. Glover, is that 4 North?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We were unable to see him yesterday. We tried a couple of different times and he was not brought out. I understand the social worker has talked to him.
No, they tried it today.
No, I'm sorry. They tried yesterday as well, and they weren't able to see him either. Your Honor, we're just going to have to ask for a reset to be able to actually talk to him, unless we can do that today. That would be a breakout room. I could borrow Miss Adams.
Well, Mr. McLean, given that the state's recommendations 120 days and credit for time served 22 days, why don't we just reset him for a week?
That would be fine. That works.
Okay. All right, we'll reset him until 8/17. So we'll see you back, Mr. Glover.
We will keep trying to visit him.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
I think I still have Anthony Ingram.
And I have position number 16, David Mike.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I have Ms. Bynum right here.
Okay, we still need to raise position 19 and position 16. And good morning, Ms. Bynum. I'm Judge Eric Morrow, and we've been discussing your case with your lawyer and the state in this matter. Okay, ma'am?
Oh. Come on this side right there, shaking.
Can you hear me, Ms. Bynum?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. Will you let me know if you can't hear me, okay? I want to make sure you can hear.
Speak up a little bit. I can't hear you that loud. I can't really hear you.
Okay, well. Officer Milton, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, my volume is kind of low over here on this computer.
Okay, well, I'll speak up as much as I can on this end, Ms. Bynum. Ms. Bynum, there's been a request that that you be released that was made by your lawyer. Okay, I'm considering whether or not I'm going to do that, but I have to make sure that you know that you cannot go back to 2273 Country Club Drive. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
If I let you out and you go back to Country Club Drive and they pick you up again, I'm not going to let you out the next time. You understand?
I'm not going back. You don't have to worry about this, sir.
Okay, and you
Can't do this
also
no more.
and you cannot have any contact with, I think it's your aunt, Miss Bailey, and her caretaker, Ms. Walker. You cannot have any contact with them. You understand that?
What about my son? Can I call him?
I don't think that there was an objection to the son, was there, Mr. Howard?
No, Judge, I don't believe so.
Okay, so I'm not going to keep you from talking to your son, but you cannot have any contact with Miss Bailey or Miss Walker. If
Okay,
they
I
let
understand that. I just
Okay.
want to be able to talk to my child, that's all.
All right, so
I can't ask a question. I got some clothes and my property, some personal items there and my personal information. Can I call an officer, for me to go get my stuff one time?
I will allow you a one-time police escort to go back and get any belongings that you have there, but you're gonna have to make sure you go back with an officer, okay?
Okay, so I call the police officer first, or before I get there?
Mr. Howard will assist you with that.
All right, thank you.
And Ms. Bynum, I don't know if your son, maybe you can have him bring the stuff to you.
Yeah, but see, he been getting ready to start college, so I don't want to interfere with that.
Okay, all right.
I just I'll call him and let him know to call my aunt to let her know. That's her house. And I just call the police officer.
Don't make any contact with the aunt, right? You don't.
No, I'm just get my son to call her. Let them know that I'm on my way to the police officer.
You don't need to have your son call your aunt or.
Okay, just call the police officer, let them know.
You just talk to your son, but we'll talk about getting the officer with you to take you over there to get your stuff. One time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Ms. Bynum. I don't expect to see you back, okay?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so while we're waiting, we still have position 19 and I believe position 16.
Judge, Morrow, this Officer Blunt, I called downstairs early to let Mr. McLean know that position number 19 is out at Grady Hospital. He's not in the jail.
Oh, okay. So 19, we're gonna reset, I guess, for a week till 8/17. And what about position 16? Mr. Madid?
Yes, Your Honor. When I came to visit him yesterday, it was told to me that he was having a psych eval. I believe he's on the 3rd floor, but I don't know whether or not he's available. This is a reset from last week.
Okay, and have you had the opportunity to speak with him?
I did the last time, well, prior to the last reset, but not this time.
Okay, so let me see. You want to reset him for Tuesday as an add-on?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset him till the 15th next. Okay, that's my calendar also, so I'll see him back then. And with that, I think that concludes the
Judge,
nine.
position number 10.
That's Anthony Ingram. Yeah.
He refused, so we're gonna have to reset him also, is that right?
We could, because this case is not on the booking sheet and there would be no harm in resetting that. Anthony Ingram. He said that you, I can just waive his appearance. I could just waive it. That's the nature of his refusal, is he may have been confused. I said I could waive it to him. I didn't get an answer from him, but he gave one to the deputy. So I'll go ahead and sign a waiver on that, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. And so he'll be reset, further notice, I guess. Okay, so Ms. Lewis, I think that concludes everything, and whenever you're ready, we can go over the calendar. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, we still have to do the DV bank warrant calendar.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Are they with us?
Yes, position number 1, Ms. Adriana Fuller is present on Zoom.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Fuller. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the DV bench warrant calendar for this morning. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for your patience.
Good morning.
Mr. Walker, I take it that Ms. Fuller missed a court date?
Yeah, she missed a plea and arraignment in front of Judge Morrison on July 31st of this year. She currently is out on a $4,000 pretrial services bond. It's the state's position, it's the defendant's responsibility to make it to all court dates and to update the clerk of court with any change of address. So we're requesting the bench warrant is not set aside.
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to Ms. Fuller, she thought that her address was in fact already updated. She has been in contact with probation. She has been doing everything she's supposed to, in constant contact with probation, and has been doing everything that she's supposed to do. She just didn't receive the notice in the mail. And so I believe she had a court date. It was on, I can't recall the date of the court, her court date, but that following Friday is when she received notice from her probation officer that she had in fact missed court. That day, she immediately went down to the courthouse to make sure her address was updated and requested to be placed on the calendar so that we could get this handled. This is the first time she's ever missed court. She's never missed court at all. She has no intentions on missing court. And she is very serious about moving forward with her probation and doing the things that she's supposed to do. So with that, Your Honor, we're requesting that the bench warrant be set aside because she is doing all of the things that she's supposed to do. And this is the first time she's ever missed. And when she was notified about the fact that the court didn't have an updated address, she immediately did what she was supposed to do to get it fixed.
Ms. Fuller, is this court's practice to set aside a bench warrant on one occasion? You have now used up your one occasion. If you miss any hearings in the future, the bench warrant won't be set aside, okay? But this time I will set aside because you went and updated your address. It's your responsibility to make sure that the court is always aware of when you move and where you are, okay? So I'll set it aside on this one occasion, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you have a good day, ma'am.
You too.
And Ms. Adams, if you'll prepare that set aside, we'll sign it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did position 2 show? Oh,
Yeah, no, he's not here. So I just want to ask that the record reflect that he's FTA yet again.
okay.
I don't know why he's not linked on, Your Honor. I spoke to him yesterday by phone. He gave me the explanation. I was ready to go and explain dates and facts to the court, but I don't know why he's not on. I don't know why he doesn't have.
It's FTA, so.
And also I'd like to make note that whoever Judge Porter has a note on here with no further resets.
Well, he's
And he didn't
FTA
miss-
with
he didn't
Judge
miss
Porter.
Yeah,
Four
he didn't miss
times.
court four. He didn't miss court 4 times.
Okay, so well, he's not here, so it won't be set aside. All right. Anything further before we go over the calendar? Okay, Ms.
All
Lewis.
right, I'm ready. Thank y'all for sending y'all non-process. Position number 1 on the add-on calendar, it was a plea. Position number 2 on the add-on calendar was non-pros. Position number 3 on the add-on calendar, defendant was arraigned not guilty. The case is reset for trial. Further notice, the defendant received an amended bond. His original bond changed to was it a $15,000 surety bond? Correct me on that if I'm wrong. I'm assuming I'm right. Okay. The add-on original calendar, position number 1, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset for trial. Further notice, same announcement on position number 2. Position number 3, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset further notice for trial. Position 4 and 5, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position number 6 is reset for the SAP county for August the 17th. Position 7 was a plea. Position number 8 was non-pros. Position number 9, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset for trial. Further notice. Position number 10, defendant waive arraignment. Case is reset for trial. Further notice. Position number 11, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset for trial. Further notice. Position number 12 was a plea. 13 was a non-pros. Position 14 was a plea. 15 was a non-pros. Position 16 reset for the SAP county for Tuesday, August the 15th, will be an add-on. Position number 17, reset for trial. Further notice, defendant was arraigned not guilty. A bond was amended to a $3,000 SOB through pretrial per the judge. Position number 18 was a plea. Position number 19 is reset for the SAP county next Thursday for August the 17th. Position number 20, same announcement, reset for SAP August the 17th. Position 21, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset for trial. Further notice. Position 22 was a plea. Position 23 was a plea. Position 24, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset for trial. Further notice. Same announcement on 25, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is reset for trial. Further notice. Position 26, defendant was arraigned not guilty. Case is set for trial. Further notice, and the bond was amended to a SOB through the jail.
Right.
And on the probation revocation calendar, position 1 and 2 was reinstated, and position number 3 was commuted to time served, 3 and 4. Any questions or corrections? Any changes? Anything?
Okay, if not, you all have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next week, and I'll get everything signed when I get it, Ms. Lewis.
I definitely will send you to your judge, no problem. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please
Bye.
take your paperwork in time enough matter.